multiple equations. Now, let us take the first example. From the previous video, I gave you an example of x minus 5 equals to 9, and I said x is the unknown variable. X minus 5 is at the left hand side, 9 is at the right hand side. So to solve this, x needs to stand alone. So to make x stand alone, when transferring a number to the other side, the sign is going to change. It's either a change from positive to negative or from negative to positive. So it will be x equals to 9 plus 5. Minus 5 is moving to the other hand, so it's going to change to positive. And x equals to 9 plus 5 is 14. So this is how to solve this equation. And to check if you are correct, you substitute 14 for x in this equation. X minus 5 equals to 9. 14 minus 5 equals to 9. And 14 minus 5 is 9. So 9 is equals to 9. This equation is correct. So the correct value for x is 14. Now, let's move on to the second example. We have 4x minus 2 equals to 8. The coefficient of x is 4. So it is 4 times x, which also means 4x. So x is not standing alone here. But before we can make x stand alone, we need to move the number to the other side. Because when solving simple equations, the letters must be at a particular position and the numbers must be at the other position. So this will be 4x equals to 8 plus 2, because minus 2 is moving to the other hand, it's going to change to positive. Now, 4x equals to 8 plus 2 is 10. Now, x needs to stand alone. We're asked to find the value of x, not 4x. So to make x stand alone, note that 4 times x also means 4x. So this means 4 times x equals to 10. So to make x stand alone, we are going to divide 10 by 4. So that will be x equals to 10 divided by 4. And what's 10 divided by 4? 2 in 4 is 2. 2 in 10 is 5. So x is equals to 2 and a half. So the value of x is 2 and a half. Now let's move on to the next example. Now example 3, 30 minus x equals to 40. Here, my x is minus x, it is negative instead of positive. And we need to make x stand alone. And note that you must, in an equation, once you are finding the value of the unknown, maybe minus y, maybe z, maybe a, your answer, you must not write it as minus y equals to maybe 2 or minus a equals to 3. It must always be y equals to or x equals to. You must never leave your answer like this. So now we have 30 minus x equals to 40. To make the number move to the other hand and make the unknown variable stand alone, we need to move 30 to the other side, which will be minus x equals to 40 minus 30, because this is positive 30 and it's moving to the other hand, so it will be minus 30. And this will be minus x equals to 40 minus 30 is 10. And note, I told you must never leave your answer like this. So this also means minus x also means minus 1 times x is also the same thing as 1 times x. You know, anything multiplied by 1 will still remain that number. So 1 times x is x, and minus 1 times x is still going to be minus 1x, which is also the same thing as minus x. So here it's going to be minus 1 times x equals to 10, and you divide by minus 1. So x will now be equals to 10 divided by minus 1. And note, you must never leave your final answer with the negative standing at the denominator. It must always be at the numerator. So x will now be equals to minus 10 over 1. X is equals to minus 10. Anything divided by 1 will still remain that number. Now let us move on to the next example. Now this is example 4. 3/2x plus 3 equals to 5. This is also the same thing as 3/2 times x, which is also 3x/2. So let's write this out first. 3x/2 plus 3 equals to 5. And you know x is supposed to stand alone, but before x will stand alone, we need to get rid of this 3. So it will be 3x/2 equals to 5 minus 3. I hope you understand this logic. This is moving to the other hand, so it will be minus 3. 3x/2 equals to 2. Now from here, 2 also means over 1 here. You know anything over 1 is still the same number. Now, we need to make 3x stand alone. That is when we are going to introduce the logic of cross multiplication, in which, let's say this is a number, let's say this is 1/2 and 3/2. To cross multiply, the numerator will multiply the denominator of the other fraction, and the numerator here will multiply the other one, like this. You multiply it like this. Then it will be 2 times 1, which is 2, equals to 3 times 2, which is 6. So that is the method we are going to apply here. So cross multiply. 3x is going to multiply 1, and 2 is going to multiply 2. So that will be 3x times 1 equals to 2 times 2. 3x times 1 is 3x, and 2 times 2 is 4. And here 3x times 1 means 3x. 1 times 3x is also 3x. But if it is minus 1 times 3x, it means minus 3x. Just take note of that in case you see any question related to this. Now, x still has a coefficient of 3, and x needs to stand alone to get the value of x. So x is equals to, you divide all through, this is also 3 times x, this 3x. So you divide by 3, which is 4/3. Then x is equals to 1 whole number 1/3. I hope you understand this calculation. So this is the end of the examples I'm giving you in simple equations. And now we're going to solve some past questions and some random questions on simple equations, so that you will learn more about it, and word problems. Now this is a question on simple equation too. This is 4m/5 minus 2m/3 equals to 4, and this 4 also means over 1. Now this is very very simple. You just need to think of what to do. I'm very sure you are familiar with LCM. Yeah, what's the LCM of 5, 3 and 1? Now let's look for the LCM. We have 3 and 5. 3, 1, 5, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 5 times 3 is 15. So the LCM is 15. So here you multiply all through in each of the equation. This is its own term, this is another term, this is another term. So you multiply each term by 15. Multiply all through by the LCM 15. So that will be 4m/5 into 15. This also means multiply by 15 minus 2m/3 into 15 equals to 4/1 into 15. Now, 5 in 15 is what? You know this is also multiplication, but to make it easier, let me write it out. 4m/5 times 15, this is its own term, minus 2m/3 into 15, this is another term, times 15 equals to 4/1 times 15. Now 5 can go in 15 how many times? 3 times. 3 can go in 15 how many times? 5 times. And this we're also going to multiply it. And 4m will be 3 into brackets 4m, which also means 3 times 4m, minus 5 into brackets 2m, equals to 4 times 15 is 60. Now 3 times 4 is 12, which will be 3 times 4m, which will be 12m, minus 5 times 2m will be 10m, equals to 60. Now here we have this, we have like terms, we have m here, we have m here. In some equations, some we have m square, some we have m. In that type of situation, you cannot do anything else to it unless you apply another method. But here, because they have the same units, they have the same value or the same unknown variable, we can subtract it. So that will be 12m minus 10m, which is going to give us 2m. 12 minus 10 is 2. Then you apply your m, equals to 60. Now this is also 2 times m equals to 60, and then you apply the formula we used before. You divide by 2. M is equals to 60 divided by 2, and m is equals to 30. So the value for m is 30. Now let's check our solution if it is correct. This is 4m over 5 minus 2m over 3 equals to 4. Let's substitute 30 for m here. That will be 4 times 30 over 5 minus 2 times 30 over 3 equals to 4. You know there's no m here, so you cannot substitute. Now 4 times 30 is 120 over 5 minus 2 times 30 is 60. 60 over 3 equals to 4. So now 5 in 120 will give us 24, minus 3 in 60 is 20, equals to 4. 24 minus 20 is 4, which is also equals to 4. So this is the correct value for m. So we are correct. Now let's move on to one more question.
I subtract 3 from a certain number, multiply the result by 5, and then add 9. If the final result is 54, find the original number. Now you need to let the original number be a, and then you open your bracket. And from the question, we can see 5 into bracket a minus 3 plus 9 equals to 54. This shows that you subtract 3 from the original number, which is the a minus 3. Then the result, you multiply it by 5. And then the result, you add 9 to it. And the final result in total will be 54. Now 5 into a minus 3 equals to 54 minus 9, and 54 minus 9 is 45. Now you open your bracket. 5 multiplied by a minus 3, 5 times a is 5a, and 5 times minus 3 is minus 15. So that will be 5a minus 15 equals to 45. And then you use the method I taught you before. Once you are moving, the sign changes. 5a will now be equals to 45 plus 15, and 5a is equals to 60. Then the coefficient of a is 5. So you divide all through by 5. 60 divided by 5 is 12. So the value of a